The US has reached a deal with Moderna for 100 million doses of their latest vaccine that is going to bring in over $1.5 billion to Moderna. So Moderna is one of the companies that is working towards creating a vaccine to end the pandemic. This is a company that is in the biotech sector that is working to create different vaccines and medicines to help people all around the world. And they are a company that has seen an insane surge in share price over the past 12 months because of the news and the rumor and the hope that they will be the one to come out with a new vaccine to help end the pandemic. So in this video today, we're going to go over this new deal Moderna has with the United States for 100 million doses of their vaccine. We're going to go over Moderna's financial statements and take a look at what analysts are expecting the company to do in the future. We're going to take a look at analysts' expectations for the price of the shares in 12 months, and then do a quick analysis of their key financial statements to determine if we like Moderna right now, if we like where it's heading, and if we should buy into the company as it stands today. So welcome back to the portfolio, everyone. As you know, I'm the Gen Z investor. Every single day on this channel, we talk about different stocks you can buy, overall stock market performance, and any other big stock market news and headlines. So thank you for watching today's video about Moderna. Please like and subscribe, and let's get into this deal and a full stock analysis of Moderna. So the US has reached a deal with Moderna for 100 million doses of their vaccine. So this deal is worth $1.53 billion. And the US government actually has the option to purchase an additional 400 million doses later on. So the US has made a couple of these deals with other key companies who are also working towards vaccines, so this deal is nothing new in this type of sector. Other companies like Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson have made deals with the US government as well. But this is actually not the first deal for Moderna. The US government has actually already invested $955 million in Moderna to help with that vaccine development initially. So they have a total investment into Moderna of around $2.48 billion. So that just shows the US is funding money into the company and actually help this company produce and develop their vaccines. So this deal for 100 million doses can hopefully come through. Moderna is one of the companies, of course, working towards creating that vaccine that will help save lives. And they're actually in late stage human trials. So Moderna's vaccine is actually in the late stage human trials right now, where it's testing its efficiency and is safely in 30,000 people. So hopefully they can actually create something that's going to be very helpful and actually save lives, and we can expect results as early as October. So there's going to be a lot of people following this news to see which company can actually come out first, and I'm sure if Moderna is the company to do that, they may see another surge in share price. If we take a look at Moderna's 12-month chart, they are up in a crazy amount, up 470% shares price in the last 12 months. So ticker symbol MRNA, currently trading around $69 a share, has seen insane share price appreciation. 12 months ago, the shares were trading at around $13 a share. You can see a consistent long-term growth over the past 12 months, rapid surges in share price, a lot of volatility with regard to this stock. They have seen 52-week highs all the way up at around $95 a share. Slight sell-off over the past couple of weeks, but overall this company is still up an insane amount over the past 12 months. We're going to take a look at some future expectations for Moderna, where different analysts believe the share price will be in the next 12 months, and how we think this company's financials stand up today and if we're going to invest our money into them right now. If you're unsure of what Moderna does, of course they are a company that's working toward a vaccine, but they also generate and try to produce different types of medicines in different types of illnesses. So if we take a look, Moderna believes that mRNA is the software of life, and their mission as a company is to deliver on the promise of mRNA science to create a new generation of transformative medicines for patients. So they are working towards developing and creating different medicines to help save people's lives and cure a bunch of different illnesses in the world. Of course, we know what they're working hard to, go after and solve right now, and they have actually got that new deal for 100 million doses. So let's jump into the stock analysis and take a look at future predictions for this company. If we take a look at future growth and what analysts are expecting, because of the potential to be the first to a vaccine, or not even the first, but one of the companies to actually develop and produce a vaccine, analysts are expecting a massive 53% annual earnings growth over the next 3 to 4 years. If we take a look, currently this company is not profitable. They are generating revenues of $100 million and actually losing over $487 million this year. So we're going to break down the financial statements in a second, but one thing we have to take a look at is the future predictions of this company. So at the end of December 30th, 2020, they're expecting revenues around $330 million, but this company is still expected to post a net loss. When we see this surge and the expectations of the company actually going profitable is at the end of next year at 2021. So revenues for 2021 for Moderna are actually predicted to reach $4.5 billion, which is an absolutely insane growth over the trailing 12 months where they've actually only brought in $100 million. So they're expecting revenue growth from $100 million all the way up to $4.5 billion. And when the company reaches that point at the end of 2021, they actually expect the company to be profitable and post earnings around $454 million. And of course, over the next 3 years, they expect future growth to continue and they expect revenue to continue to grow over the next coming years. And they actually see revenue growing and peaking at around $6.4 billion, which is insane compared to where the company is today with regard to revenue. So there's a lot of great future expectations for the company and their revenue growth. If we take a look at other analysts and if they are recommending a buy right now or hold or a sell, we can see here that for earnings per share, the company optimistic analysts are seeing a high and actually turn positive earnings per share by the end of this year. The average analyst is expecting still a net loss this year, but of course, as we saw a longer term perspective, they're expecting positive earnings over the next 2 to 4 years. If we take a look at overall analyst recommendations, 15 analysts show a buy rating for Moderna. 3 say strong buy, 9 buys, and 3 holds. So overall consensus for analysts is a buy. We're going to take a look at a couple different analyst reports and not keep all of our eggs in one single basket. It's nice to get an overall picture of different analysts from different companies and see what they are recommending for the stock. Another thing that I thought was very interesting was that Moderna has seen a lot of positive surprises with regard to their earnings over the past 5 quarters. Over the past 5 quarters, they've seen 4 positive surprises and 1 in line with expectations. And when they have been positive surprises and actually beat revenue expectations, they've done it by a significant amount. Their last report, they show 11.7% surprise positive earnings. And of course, they show that same double-digit surprises in a couple previous quarters as well. Moving on, there's another set of analysts that actually do recommend a buy for Moderna as well. And over the past 180 days, that consensus has stayed the same. Analysts are still recommending a buy for Moderna, and what they're actually showing is a lot of upside potential in the stock. This analyst recommends an 88% price target in the next 12 months, which represents around a 30% upside from Moderna's current share price. If we take a look here, you can see that analysts actually predict a mean or the average price target for Moderna in 12 months to be around $93 a share, which represents a 30% upside from the current price. So the first 2 set of analysts both see nice upside with Moderna and actually see a large double-digit upside potential from where it currently stands today and price targets in the range of around $90. Taking a look at a third analyst expectations and a third set of forecasts from different analysts, we see a strong buy, which represents 12 analysts recommending buy and 3 holds, and the average price target with this different set of analysts is still around $93 a share, which represents a 35% upside from the current share price. So there's a bunch of different analysts who see a recommend for buy Moderna right now, and in the next 12 months, they see a lot of upside potential of over 30% with the share price. Of course, we have to make it very clear that these are only analyst expectations and no one knows exactly what's going to happen, but it's nice to see what analysts and these people with those high-tech algorithms are actually predicting for Moderna stock. So we saw the future expectations. We saw, and by the end of 2021, this company seeing massive revenue growth and actually turn profitable. We saw where analysts are expecting the share price to be within the next 12 months. Let's take deep dive into Moderna's financial statements to see if we like their financial position today and if we're going to buy into the stock as it stands right now. First financial statement we have to take a look at is the income statement. So Moderna, of course, is still losing money each and every year. We saw that from the previous report. So they have total revenue in the past 12 months of $105 million. If we take a look at that revenue chart, they are somewhat on a decline. Over the past 3 years, revenue has actually been on a decline, where in 2017 it peaked at around $205 million. So taking a look at this right now, not including the future growth and the future expectations for crazy revenue, this is already a red flag for me. I like seeing companies who are growing revenue year over year, and over the past 3 to 4 years, Moderna has actually seen a decline in revenue each year, which is kind of off-putting and shows this company, doesn't have sound operations and they're not growing their business each year. But of course, we have to keep in mind that they are working towards a vaccine. They are receiving these deals from the government, and analyst expectations take into account this previous decline in revenue, but are still expecting revenue to surge completely and reach that $4.5 billion range. Moving on, they are seeing decline in revenue, and with regard to net income, this company has not been profitable. They are losing millions of dollars each and every year and actually losing hundreds of millions of dollars each and every year. 5 years ago, they posted a net loss of around $255 million, and so you can see each and every year they're posting triple-digit net losses. In the past 12 months, this company has lost $487 million, which of course is a red flag. You do like to invest in profitable companies that continue to grow earnings each and every year and can bring in a lot of net income that is growing annually. But of course, with this type of company who is solely focused on research and development, is nothing too unexpected. But for me personally, this is another red flag where I cannot see myself investing in Moderna myself. We have to continue on to take a look at the balance sheet to see if that changes our decision on the company. Of course, the balance sheet shows the financial position of a company at a moment in time, and of their last report, Moderna showed total current assets of around $2.8 billion. If we take a look at how that compares to their total current liabilities, they only have $161 million in total liabilities. They have a beautiful current ratio. Total current assets within the next 12 months of around $2.8 billion, meanwhile only $161 million of total current liabilities. So they have a beautiful current ratio above 10, so much current assets that they can deal with this little bit of total current liabilities without even thinking about it. And actually, with regard to cash on hand, they have cash in short-term investments of over $2.7 billion. So they can handle that small $161 million of total current liabilities without worry. So that's a great sign that this company can actually pay off all their debt and can continue to operate and has a lot of cash so they can stay within the business, maintain operations, and it's kind of not at risk of going bankrupt anytime soon. If we take a look at the long-term debt, you can see here that they have total long-term liabilities of around $539 million. Once again, this is nothing to be worrying because they have around $2.7 billion in short-term cash and investments. So they have a lot more total assets and short-term assets to deal with all these total liabilities and not really have to worry about their debt right now. So that's a great sign. That just shows us this company can actually sustain its operations and continue to operate. So even though they're posting huge net losses right now, they have enough funds on hand to deal with their total current debt and actually continue to actually lose money over the next coming years because they have such a nice amount of total current assets on hand. Moving on, we have to take a look at equity. What we want to see from companies is growing equity year over year, and Moderna actually has that, and they are on an upward trend, which is beautiful to see. If we take a look at total equity, a couple years ago, in 2017, they had $625 million in total equity, and overall nice upward trend where in the past 12 months, they have $2.9 billion in total equity. So overall, nice growth with regard to equity, which is a good sign for the company. So with Moderna's income statement, a lot of red flags, but when we take a look at the balance sheet, nice, strong balance sheet, beautiful total assets compared to total liabilities, and I do believe this company can sustain operations over the next 2 to 3 years without worry. Moving on, the final financial statement we have to take a look at is the cash flow statement, just to see how this company is generating cash. Of course, we're taking a look at the top line, which is net income, and we do see that they continue to post net losses each and every year, which we already mentioned. Cash from operations, this company is posting net losses. They do not have a lot of revenue. They're actually not bringing in any cash from operations just yet. They're spending more money on their operations than they're bringing in, which is why they're losing around $336 million of cash outflows to operations. With regard to investing, this company, of course, is investing money, which is good to see, around $60 million of investments. And financing activities, they've brought in $2 billion in cash from financing activities, and almost all of that has come from the issuance of common stock. So what this company is doing, of course, because they are not generating revenue and not bringing net income, they're selling shares of the company to the public, collecting that cash, and that is how the company is funding the business. They're using the cash from selling shares in order to fund all of their research and development, fund the increased growing research costs, and of course, expansion of the company. They're using that money from the sale of stock in order to fund all those operations. So this company overall has mixed financial statements. The income statement is nothing too worrying because it's what to expect from these companies. If you're the type of person that likes risk, likes buying into growth companies, and likes buying in early before companies are profitable, then I believe Moderna may be right for you. This is the type of company where if you're willing to take the risk and somewhat of a gamble to believe that Moderna will be one of the companies to develop a vaccine, become profitable, and actually grow revenues into the billions of dollars per year range, then I think this is a good time to buy in. Analysts are expecting a nice 30% upside in share price over the next 12 months. So if you're willing to hold for the next couple of years and a little bit of a long-term perspective, you may see some beautiful rewards. But for me personally, I will not be investing in Moderna. As myself, I am a dividend growth investor. I do own some growth stocks, but I overall like to invest in growth companies that are still, on that surge upward where they are just close to profitability or they are just become profitable. I'm not that type of risk investor where I can buy into companies who are not posting profits just yet. That's just me. That's my personal investing standpoint. That does not mean Moderna is a bad company for you. We all have to take into consideration our personal investing strategies. And of course, if you like a little bit more risk, you are more of a risk taker than I am, Moderna may be a solid company for you because of what analysts are expecting. They do have a strong balance sheet. Revenues are expected to cross that $1 billion mark over the next 12 to 18 months. This may be a company that, with this new government deal, may motivate you to jump in and buy. So if you would like a little bit of risk, I think Moderna may be a nice addition to your portfolio, but of course, do your own research. I am not a financial advisor. But for me personally, I will be staying out of Moderna. It is not right for me. So that's my personal perspective on the company. We did a full analysis today. We went over the new government news, took a look at what analysts are expecting, and did a full analysis on the financial statements. So thank you for watching. I'm the Gen Z Investor. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.